You're asked to solve the quadratic equation here, and I'm going to use the quadratic formula. The reason I'm going to use the quadratic formula is because whenever I have an a value, I always struggle with factoring and that kind of a thing. So my favorite thing to do is just use the quadratic formula to be safe. So remember, if we have, I don't know, if you think about Pop Goes the Weasel, right? Here's my song, x equals negative b plus or minus square root b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Here's my quadratic formula. So now I'm just going to plug these values into the quadratic formula here and simplify. So x equals negative b, which is just positive 21, because a negative times a negative is a positive, plus or minus the square root of b. Oh my gosh, this number is getting huge. Maybe what we could do instead of using this giant number and taking 21 squared is, I notice a, b, and c are all divisible by 3. So what I'm going to do here real quick is I'm actually going to erase all this here. And my first step is I'm going to divide both sides of this equation by 3. Why? Because it's going to make my life a whole lot easier. So now if I do that, I get x squared minus 7x plus 1 equals 0. And I can do that because I'm doing the same thing to both sides. Now if I use the quadratic formula, let's look at it. We have x equals negative b, which is just a positive 7, plus or minus the square root of b squared, 49, minus 4 times a, which is just 1 now, times c, which is also 1, all over 2 times a, and 2 times 1 is just 2. I'm going to go ahead and simplify what's under the square root sign here, and I get 49 minus 4 all over 2. Now I get x equals 7 plus or minus the square root of 45. Nope, that's not 45. 45 all over 2. Now I still can simplify this here because I know that the square root of 45 is just like saying the square root of 9 times the square root of 5. And I know that the square root of 9 is equal to 3. So what I'm going to simplify this to is x is equal to 7 plus or minus 3 root 5, because I simplified it, all over 2. And there's my two solutions for this quadratic.